Greetings, cyberspace. Morning, health hop community. It's your boy, Dr. Aten again, with our first installment of the ABCs of holistic health. And we're not going to jump right into foods and herbs and vitamins and things of that nature yet. We're going to deal with something that's been it's been brewing in the health care community, in the conscious community, and you've been hearing a lot of people talking about this concept. And since we're dealing with A today, I thought it would be better to deal with this instead of just jumping into the diet. Today we're going to discuss acids and alkalines. That's what I'm speaking of. And I know everybody's heard about acids and alkalines, acids. If you studied Dr. Sabia, if you're familiar with Dr. Sabia's work, then you're probably very familiar with acids and alkalines and their effect on the body. Some of us might not really understand what all that means. So I want to put it in a very simple form, simplified, digestible form for everybody to understand. We're not going to get into the whole alchemy of food because that's really what it's all dealing with. When we're talking about acids and alkalines, you're basically just talking about your body's ability to transform something into a different substance, transform one substance into different chemical compounds. That's literally what we're speaking about. But the best way to think about it is the same way we think about batteries. What do we call a battery? Most batteries are alkaline batteries. What do alkaline batteries do? Alkaline batteries produce energy, right? What happens when the battery goes bad and it's ran out of energy, or the energy has been used up? So we think, what does it do? It becomes acidic. It can actually leak acid. That's what we say it comes out of it, acid. So when it's bad, it's acidic. When it's new and it's good and it's full of power, fully charged, it's alkaline. So all we're really speaking about is your body's energy level, your body's ability to maintain a charge and to produce the amount of energy needed to carry your regular human functions, just regular daily activities, and maintain a state of well-being, staying at ease as opposed to being in a state of dis-ease, right? So, alkaline, and another thing, when we talk about alkaline acids, it's important to know, since we're talking about your body converting something into something else, it's important to realize that when you're not, just because what you're eating might be acidic by itself, say like a lemon, your body's not going, that's not going to be acidic to the body. Your body is going to turn that into alkaline. And the same with a lot of alkaloid foods. You can ingest something that's alkaloid in nature, the food itself, but the body converts it into acid. So that's what we're talking about. And that's what's important to know. Okay? So, a few resource materials first. I'm going to read a few alkaline and acidic foods out of this book that I recommend. Dining in the Raw by Rita Romano. Yeah, the sisters did an excellent job putting this book together. One thing that I really like about this book, it has a food combining chart. Can y'all see that? You can't just mix any foods together. It's a lot of that's why we get a lot of acid indigestion, heartburn, all that stuff is caused by improper mixing of foods. It's also detailed information on sprouting in here, which is very important to know. But that's another level. Some of us still getting started. If you're just transitioning into health, and you're just trying to get familiar with what's good for you and what's not, this is a good beginner's book too. It's good recipes in here. So let's look at some alkaline forming foods. And the objective here is to keep your body in a predominantly alkaline state. You don't have to try to focus on being 100% alkaline. Actually, most people, nutritionists and people will tell you that there should be some type of balance. There should be some acid and some alkaline. Now, you know, we can argue whether we're talking about melanated people or people with less melanin, and melanated people might need to be more alkaline than others. That might be true, because I do believe that non-melanated people do have a tendency to eat or have the capacity to eat foods that don't agree with the Nubians and melanated people, like dairy, for instance. It's very, I don't know, no, I don't know I know very few black people who can deal with dairy with without it affecting them in some kind of way, whether they're aware of it or not. I'm having my breakfast too. Berry smoothie. I don't know what kind of berries in it. The goddess hooked that up. Cheers to all those having their breakfast too. Okay. Now, so good 80 to 20% ratio is what's recommended by some. Of course, if you could achieve more, that would be better, I would think. But I think it's important to just focus on being predominantly alkaline right now. So, what are alkaline forming foods? Most raw vegetables, most ripe raw fruits, especially melons, all kinds of raw milk. And if you don't know how to make live milk, it's very simple and it's very good. Almond milk, live almond milk is delicious, quick, easy, and you made it yourself. You don't gotta go buy no milk. And it's raw, it's live. I highly recommend it. Sun-dried olives, lima beans, avocados, sprouted whole grains, sprouted legumes or beans, uh, soak the sprouted nuts, especially different type of nuts. They named all, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, pignola nuts, almonds. Soak the sprouted seeds and their byproducts, especially sunflower, sesame, pumpkin, bee pollen, royal jelly, honey, chestnuts, herbal teas. I know a lot of vegans don't like to use honey, but raw honey is alkaline. It's raw, and if you're looking for alkaline foods, you can use it. Chestnuts, herbal teas, wheatgrass, and other sprouted grasses, algae and sea vegetables, fresh coconuts, enzymes. And for if you feel a vegan and really serious about what you're doing, that's pretty much should be your diet already. Like basic stuff. It's not really, you know what I'm saying? If you already eating right, you don't even have to be concerned about it. Is what I'm eating alkaline acid? You don't have to think about that. Just do what's natural and you'll be on point. As soon as you get into the process section, see, let's get to the acid form. These are mostly processed foods. All meats, all fish, poultry and eggs, commercial nut and seed butters, pasteurized and processed milk, all commercial dairy cheeses, ice cream, all grains except millet. Very important to know. Millet is a great grain. Bread, cereal, crackers, flour, pasta, noodles, most legumes, especially lentils and peanuts. We talked about peanuts in another video. Commercial olives, many preservatives and additives, white sugar, dried coconut, ungerminated nuts and seeds, carob, candy and chocolate. I know a lot of vegans swear by carob, but it's acid. Commercial soda and alcoholic beverages, megavitamin consumption, coffee and commercial tea, rancid food, drugs and tobacco, undigested food, blueberries, cranberries, plums and prunes, unripe fruits, sugar, processed fruits, Brussels sprouts, rhubarb, and asparagus. All chemically processed and pickled foods, all sugar-containing foods, commercial vinegars and dressings. I said I wasn't gonna read them all, but I did anyway. So there you go. Pretty much everything that's being processed is acid, and everything that's grown naturally is alkaline. Well, except blueberries, cranberries, plums, prunes. See, um, something else I was looking at. Things like carob and stuff like that are some exceptions. There you have it, though. That's a list. So, the point is, you don't have to stay away necessarily from some of these things on that list. You have to know how to combine them with the things on this alkaline list. And that's the important part. To establish the ratio, maintain a balance, and keep yourself right. A couple other resource materials before we go. Just gotta have this. This is a good staple. Yeah. Very good book to have. As far as herbs and vitamins and treatments are concerned, people don't, you don't, I don't, this is like my Bible for that, for vitamins and herbs. Like, great resource material. Another good book if you want to get a little more advanced, a little more heavy into your diet. You're ready to get a little serious. Raw and Living Foods. The first divine act and requirement of a holistic living way of life. By High Priest Kwatamani. Great book. Great, excellent resource material. Very informative. Highly recommend it when you're ready to step your game up. Also, Queen of Foods, Heal Thyself. Excellent startup book. Most of y'all probably already familiar with that. Highly recommend it though. Especially for beginners. You're just getting into the vegan lifestyle. Got some tofu recipes, everything in. Dr. Joel Pookram's book. Vitamins from A to Z or something like that. I can't remember the title. I hadn't seen that one. I hadn't seen it in years. That was one of the first ones that I ever was exposed to, though. It got me on it. Big up to Joel Pookram putting in work in the community. And that's it for that. We'll be back with more information later. Peace.